Hey everyone, PTL here. I am back on the AT. I'm up in New York on Route 55. I'm gonna do a bunch of little sections over the next 3 days, 2 nights. It's cold. I started out, it's about 23 degrees starting. Go down to probably in the teens tonight. So I'm gonna get a really good test of my cold weather gear. So, and I also want to just thank all those who've been following me. I just hit the 200 mark on followers on YouTube, so thanks for following, and hopefully I give you some good views of the trail. So again, I'm just starting out. You can see the sun is up. I'm gonna get a lot better views now. I can see a lot farther now. Just came across some power lines. View down to that little pond near the road. Ice on the ground, so we got to be careful. A lot of leaves, so it's slippery. Doesn't look like the leaves are too wet right now here, but it's still slippery. So I'll have to keep an eye on my steps. I don't know about you, when I watch other hikers going along, I like to hear the crunch of their feet, the steps they take. The sound of a hiker on the trail. So I'm gonna just keep going back and forth to my truck. I'll try to park the truck fairly close to the area I'm gonna camp at the end of the day, so that if my gear isn't warm enough, I have a short hike out to my truck. So that's the plan. I'll probably get in about total of, I don't know, maybe 15 miles of trail, double that because I got to go in and back. So it'll be about 30 miles total, maybe a little less, over 2.5 days. Praise the Lord. Hey, I just wanted to give you an update. Today is Thursday, November 14th. I'm actually starting out with not a lot of gear. I've got a light pair, I don't know if you can see them, a light pair of nylon pants that I'm going to be using, my Merrell Moab hiking shoes with a pair of darn tough socks. I've got my Patagonia hoodie on with my North Face beanie. I'm actually warming up. I have 2 light shirts under the Patagonia. I've got a long sleeve nylon shirt as well as a my short sleeve nylon, and I'm actually feeling in my chest area I'm getting a little warm. Gloves, I've got these little mitts. They fold up so that you can expose your fingers, and my hands are toasty warm in them. Actually, holding the camera with my fingers sticking out of my right hand right now, I can feel the cold. My fingers are getting cold, but as soon as I fold that mitt down, start hiking, they warm right up. So so far so good. I'm starting out light gear, have my extra gear in the pack, and I have to be honest with you, I was struggling with coming out here in the cold. You know, I had camped in the cold the other night, been in the cold the last couple days around the house, and man, I was nervous about hiking in the gear I have, and no problem at all so far. It's, you know, 23 degrees starting out, and as soon as I start moving, I'm toasting up. So I was afraid the pants would be too light. I'm fine. So gonna keep hiking. Praise the Lord. Coming up on a little stream, the little bridge here. Pretty. Going back up to the sun in the east. I don't know if I said it earlier, but good morning, everybody. Man, it feels good to be out here. Again, I said earlier that I was weary of coming out in the cold. Boy, you just gotta come out. Don't let fear stop you. My wife was right. She kept pushing me to go. She wants me to make sure I'm happy with my gear and that everything's going to work out right. She was right. She said, once you get out there, look at that. coming out from those rocks. Oh, that's pretty. She was right. You get out there, you get the fresh air, you start moving, man, it makes you feel alive. Thanks, Sue, for encouraging me to get out here. Oh, look at that. Little walk through the rocks. But you were right. Get out here and it's enjoyable. I'm not going to go up through there. The trail's actually back down around it. So in the short time that I started filming just now, I've got the camera's in a glove hand, my left hand. I took the glove off and I'm holding my metal poles, aluminum poles in that hand. And boy, is my hand getting cold. Here's a place that I have seen on many videos. It is Nuclear Lake in New York. Looks like a dam down there. So I don't think, based on the name, that I am going to be drinking out of this. But it's pretty. Nice hills around it. What a different view with the leaves down. A little bit of brown left from the oaks. Still some leaves on those, but not much. But isn't that pretty? Just had to show you this. The end of the lake here. You can see it's starting to freeze up already. It's pretty neat. You can see where the wind's blowing out there, making a little bit of a wave, but frozen on the shore close to me. Kind of neat. The leaves up in this oak tree are making a funny noise as well. As the wind blows through it, it almost sounds like the crackling of electric. I don't know if you can hear that. Pretty neat. Getting breezy. Can feel it. It's cold. So I just came up a little bit of a hill. Just wanted to show you all around Nuclear Lake, and I'm north of it now. A lot of stone walls. They just go on and on. Nicely piled. So I also want to show you, I put on my Patagonia hoodie. So here's the hoodie with the beanie over it. So I got the hoodie on for the first time. Not sure if it'll be too much. Just came up a hill, so I'm sweating a little bit. But feels good covering my neck. So far so good. I'm staying warm hiking. Definitely if I stop, it gets cold. So I'm still heading north, heading to my destination, which is the Telephone Pioneer Shelter. I'm gonna hike to the shelter, then turn around and head back. And then I'll drive north of the shelter and hike back to it and camp at the shelter tonight. So still heading north right now, praise the Lord. I actually got turned around. I've been heading the wrong direction after I saw those deer. I don't know how I did that. But another one just crossed right next to me. He's right up here on the right. Same spot, probably with the other ones. So, some lessons learned so far on the trail. One is pay attention to the white blazes. At one point there was a trail that went off to the side and I followed it and there was no white blazes. I went for a while. Eventually, thankfully, the white blaze came back in, but I could see it coming in and going out, which meant I wasn't on the trail. So I went back and picked up where I left off. But also, I'm not sure where, but a little bit back, I must have stopped. At one point I tied my shoe and I made a few stops and somehow I got turned around. And so I'm going along. I had seen the deer and I actually saw 3 deer in total, but I realized that the sun was to my left, which meant I was heading south and I should be going north. heading for that shelter, and pulled out gut hook and realized, yes, I was going south. Not sure, it was a while back, so I probably put in an extra mile. But one is pay attention to the white blazes, and two, don't get distracted when you stop. Make sure you know your orientation and that you're going in the right direction. Coming up on my first boardwalk. Going through a little lowlands here. Whoa, it's icy on it. Look at you can see the ice on there, and it's slippery. Which means got to take smaller steps. Nice little marsh over there. So there's another lesson. If you see boardwalks with crystals on them, be prepared for ice. This is a nice one. Going through this marsh area. See the ice on the water. Showing it's nice and cold. So I got turned around. I did figure out where I turned around. I got to a spot where the markings were confusing to me. I stopped to take a pit stop, and when I turned around, I noticed the sign saying U-turn. But that was coming back from the other direction. And so I picked up that U-turn going in the exact direction I just came from. So I gotta be a little more aware of which direction I'm going when I stop. Can easily get turned around. Hey everyone, just going along the trail on a ridge, and you get some nice views. Without the leaves, I can see down to the farm fields, some hills in the distance. It's pretty. Praise the Lord. All right, so I came to an overlook that get a better view. It's a nice clearing. Down to the little town down there. I'm not sure if that's Pauling or not, but probably is. Made it to the Telephone Pioneer Shelter. A little dirty, it's got some stuff in there. A few papers. Picked up some papers I'll carry out. I may stay in the shelter tonight if there's nobody else here. There was one guy when I got here. He's heading south. Here's a nice view from the shelter. Again, because it's getting toward winter time. The leaves are down and you get a nice view. So I just had something to eat, and I'm ready to head back south, about 4.5 miles to my truck. Praise the Lord. Little campfire there.